Hi everyone! In this video, I want to give you a quick overview of Guide Creator, a tool for Autodesk Maya that helps you create, shape, and bake guide curves directly on a target mesh. The basic workflow is simple. You create a guide group, place roots with plant, control the flow with direct, adjust lift from the surface with lift, refine the profile and modifiers, and then convert the result into regular Maya curves. The full workflow is built around one compact window. At the top, you can create and switch between guide groups. Below that, there are visibility toggles for the guide display and direct controls. The main tools are plant, direct, and lift. In the center, there is a profile graph that controls the overall guide shape. Under it, you have count, the LH parameter, display color, line width, the modifier stack, and the Convert to Curve button. In the lower right corner, the settings pop-up lets you adjust samples and choose the Compute backend, CPU or CUDA, if the CUDA backend is available on your system. The workflow starts with a selected target mesh. I click Create and make a new guide group. A group stores everything that belongs to this guide setup. You can have multiple independent groups on the same mesh. This is useful when different areas of the model need different direction, density, settings, or modifier stacks. The first working tool is Plant. It is used to place guide roots on the surface. Left mouse button adds guides. Control plus left mouse button erases them. The brush radius can be changed in the tool settings or directly in the viewport with B plus drag. Plant has radius, density min, density max, and strength. Density controls how tightly guides are placed inside the brush area. If density max is set to 0, Plant adds one guide at a time. For precise editing, use a small radius and density max at 0. You can also hold Shift to slide a specific guide along the surface and place it exactly where you need it. After placing the roots, I switch to Direct. Direct adds direction controls. They define the flow direction and length, and the guides are rebuilt from that field. Left mouse button places a control. Shift lets you adjust an endpoint or move the whole control, and Control removes the nearest one. The idea is that you do not need to manually edit every curve. Instead, you place a few direction controls and the whole group responds to them interactively. The next tool is Lift. It controls how guides rise from the surface. Lift controls let you locally raise or push down the shape. This is useful when you need to build volume, improve the silhouette, or fix an area that feels too flat. Left mouse button creates a lift control. Control deletes the nearest control, and Shift lets you move the root point or rotate the tip. Lift works as a local influence field. If you need tighter control over a specific area, it is better to add several controls and distribute the influence where it is needed. The overall shape can also be adjusted with the profile graph. Count controls how many points are used for each guide shape. The L8 parameter is the ratio of guide length to height. It is used to adjust the overall volume of the guides. Higher values make the guides longer for the same amount of lift. For viewport readability, you can change the guide color and line width. The line width has 3 simple modes: thin, medium, and thick. The settings pop-up contain samples and backend controls. Samples control the internal surface domain used by direction fields, lift, and modifiers. This is not a texture resolution and not a separate map. The tool samples the mesh itself and builds an internal representation of the surface. It is important to understand that samples are a target value. The final sample count depends on mesh topology and will not go below a safe minimum. So on dense meshes, lower values can look the same until you go above that minimum. The backend can be switched between CPU and CUDA. CPU is the baseline mode. CUDA is available on supported NVIDIA systems and can speed up heavier scenes. After the main flow is set, you can use the modifier stack. There are 3 basic modifiers available: clamp, noise, and cut. Clamp pulls guides toward generated clamp points. It has density, seed, strength, and profile, so you can control frequency, randomness, and influence strength. Noise adds variation. It has seed, blur, horizontal amplitude, vertical up, vertical down, height mode, and profile. Blur makes the noise softer, while the amplitude controls let you separate horizontal and vertical movement. Cut shortens guides within a selected range. It has seed, min, max, and relative or absolute mode. Modifiers can be enabled or disabled, collapsed, reordered, and tuned while checking the result directly in the viewport. When the result is ready, I click Convert to Curve. While editing, guides remain procedural data inside the guide group and are displayed through the viewport display system. They are not ordinary Maya curves in the scene. Convert to Curve creates the final baked result as regular Maya curves in a separate output group. From there, the curves can be used in the rest of your pipeline, exported, or passed to other tools. Guide Creator is focused on fast guide curve creation inside Maya. It includes guide groups, interactive viewport tools, samples, CPU, and CUDA backend modes, profile shaping, a modifier stack, and final conversion to Maya curves. The tool is available on ArtStation Marketplace.